What is going on, guys? And I was debating on making this video, guys, because, well, typically I don't make videos on things that I don't really feel for. Like, for instance, any video that I make, I typically am like, ah, shit, I really like. For instance, I make hype videos. Like, I whatever I'm excited about, I like to make a video about because I imagine other people are excited about it. And it's just kind of a fun video to make. Gotta get into green screen. Sorry, there we go. But yeah, so recently, there's been a lot of Destiny news that I've kind of just stayed away from because I have a different opinion that's really different from what I've been seeing in comment sections all over the videos that have been talking about this problem. I don't know. Alright, so we're gonna be talking about it. So if for anyone that's not into Destiny and just want to hear what the fuck's what's going on, I guess people like drama. I'll admit that. Like, whenever you hear something crazy is happening, you're like, oh shit, what is it? Let me get involved. Not because you want to be an asshole, but just because you're interested on what everyone's bitching about. It's fun to watch the world burn a bit. Anyways, it's a bit fucked up, but it's true. So what basically it is Destiny, since E3 just happened, and they just released the news for the Taken King, there's tons of publicity happening for the Taken King. There was this interview that happened with Luke Smith, one of the people that made the raid for Destiny, the Vault of Glass. He made that raid, all those kinds of things. So he was kind of a big part of Bungie and stuff like that. But anyways, so he made an interview basically hinting at the fact that anyone's gonna buy certain things. He made a comment, basically it was like where gamers will throw money at the screen if they offered a hat or an emote. And he kind of said gamers are doing that because the collector's edition, I think, is already sold out, which is where they offer these special like emotes, which essentially just where your guardian will do a dance or like do a guitar solo. Also, it's offering shaders and stuff like that, I think. So he was saying that, like, you know, this is what I'm saying here is valid. That's not the point. It's the point that people really didn't like the fact that he said that. The fact that he said that gamers, it doesn't matter because gamers will throw money at the screen anyway. Now, the other half of this argument, that's something that sparked it. The fire, the fuel, is that the Taken King is a DLC for Destiny, and it's going to be worth $40. Now, for people that have been playing Destiny from day one, I think this adds up to like $120, $140, which is insane for a game, because I believe the Taken King was like $20. No, sorry. I think the past DLCs were like $20, and there's 2 DLCs. It adds up to quite a bit, but on top of that, the people that have not been playing Destiny, who have got the Collector's Edition, who have got the new version that's going to be coming out next year, are gonna get a better price than we did. Like, for instance, they're gonna get it for like $60 and they also get an emote and all that kind of stuff. But we had to pay again, like, what, $120 for a thing? So there's that kind of fire there. So the fact that gamers, people who've been supporting the game for a while, are getting gypped over bad because of how the pricing worked out. Like, and the reason why this is probably because people just want to Bungie probably just wants to make their community bigger and also get more money. Because that's just the business. People get like really crazed about like money. What? You don't deserve it. It's like, yeah, if they made a world and a game, they kind of do deserve it. Anyways, so let's talk about the first issue, which is like the Luke Smith. Now, the reason why my opinion differed, it was very not the same as other people, which a lot of people were just like, he's an asshole, he's a shithead, he's a bastard for saying this, for suggesting this. What a monster! The Bungie should fire him. And I'm just sitting at my computer being like, so you guys seem like pretty hardcore fans of Destiny. Have any of you watched any E3 demos from the Taken King? The guy who literally is in the trailer for the video doc, he's the only one out of all of them who basically says we're gonna take the Taken King's boss and wear his ass like a hat. You don't think that's sarcastic in the lightest? You don't hear. If basically my point is, if you watched any demo from E3 with Luke Smith being there, you know that the dude jokes consistently, and you kind of obtain a personality through that. So many people are calling him an asshole, when honestly, if we were just to step back and look, like, I'm 99% sure he wasn't fully serious. And I don't think the guy also, whenever he talked about his subject, like, if you want, I watched the Rooster Teeth demo, and they were joking around with him, and he never hesitated on tackling a subject. Like, you know, he if there was an issue that was in the game, he'd fully on directly talk about it. Like, he wouldn't be like, well, there are some bosses or some strikes. Their end boss is a bit too health heavy. No, he said Val's Ark has too much fucking health. Like, he just directly says that, which is actually kind of prefer. I'd rather not someone who's kind of like trying to comfort me consistently. That's just my personal thing. I like someone to tell me something direct. Although it is nice to have padding, you know, so you don't just fucking shove someone. And the beginning of the video, I told you guys that I don't really like to talk about this kind of stuff. Well, the reason why I'm talking about it now is because Bungie released their weekly update, which they addressed all this toxicity in the community and stuff like that. And it kind of goes in hand with what I was thinking. It was just kind of like Luke Smith just seemed like a very jokey, funny kind of guy. And then it's funny because I've seen so many people, like the Destiny people that I watch, jump on the bandwagon of saying he's an asshole and saying he's a piece of shit, when I'm just thinking, it's written. Like, if any of the you guys know some of the big Destiny channels, if in their personality is what makes their channel great. Am I wrong? No, it's just how it works. But if you were to take what they say and write it down about what they talk about in Destiny, they would sound like the biggest assholes in the world. It's just how people, the best kind of people are the people that joke around and constantly try to make you smile. Those are the best people to have around you. And the way people do that is by poking fun and by saying stuff. But like, again, if you were to write down anything about Destiny a person has said, they would sound like an asshole. Like saying that oh my god, like you can just watch any of their videos and know that like any video where it talks about a sensitive subject with the community, like saying an enemy has too much health, a cheese spot, a part in the raid, you getting gypped out of a special exotic, all those kinds of things. If you were to narrate what they'd say when those instances happen, they would come across as pieces of shit. But it's not that they are pieces of shit, it's just the emotion, the people undermine the ability for vocals, for your emotions to be drawn from the way you speak. For instance, I don't like texting or even commenting that much to people because I don't believe it's a good representation of emotion, because I don't know how you guys are gonna perceive it. So for instance, if I were to be texting my buddy and he would say, hey dude, see you at the mall in a sec, except that would never happen because I don't go to the mall. But anyways, if he said that, see you at the movies, still doesn't really happen. But anyways, if he said that to me and I said, all right dude, sure, see ya, boom, there's like 7 ways you could perceive that. I could be like, whatever dude, see ya, boom, send. He could read it like that, or it could be like, whatever dude, see ya. He could read it so many different ways. People undermine the ability for vocals to release emotion, and that's why I think Bungie, the way they went wrong is giving a person that is very jokey and very charismatic and weird about the way he says things an interview based in text, which I'm not even sure if they wanted, but that's what the people did. And yeah, I'm just on the other side of the fence. I'm like, I think that's where it went wrong. I think the way the interview was conducted, not by Luke Smith. I'm not trying to say the saint. I've never met the man, but I've seen who he is in E3, and I can understand why he would say it. And the way he would say it is the more important thing. The way he would say things, which is again, holds a bunch of weight. If you were to say, good job, you're doing great, opposed to good job, yeah, you're doing great. There's so many ways you can say things with your voice that people can written down and misunderstand completely. So that's why, again, when I seen the written form, I was like, I can see the way he was saying, and I was reading it keeping in mind who he was, like an idea of who he was. And yeah. And again, if you were to go watch E3 demos and then read it again, you'd hear his voice and you'd understand what he was saying a little bit. On the topic of the other subject, which is kind of like the fuel to this kind of lit and match, I guess, whatever you want to call it, is the fact that Bungie is going to be so much more expensive for people that have owned it for the past thing. And people are getting mad about this. I get it, but honestly, no one's forcing you to buy it or play it or buy emotes, you know, microtransactions. No one's forcing you to do a damn thing. If you want to go play a game called Warframe and then go play Destiny, which one would you rather prefer? A game where every single thing is free and up for grabs, except it takes like 7 hours just to get anything, but it's free? No, it's not free. Time is worth money, and that's exactly what Warframe points out. Whereas Destiny, if you play a game like Destiny, you know that if you're gonna buy something, you're gonna get a ton of exotics, you're gonna get something. You know, physically you can see something out of it. You get access to so much stuff. Whereas if you play a game like Warframe, you get access to everything, except it takes a jillion hours just to fucking get anything, and it's not even worth it. Ergo, you'll start spending money, so it's not free. The architecture there is made for you to break and buy something. Whereas with Destiny, you buy something, you have it, you're good. That's my issue with that, is that, like, again, just coming from a perspective of Warframe, again, play that game and talk to me. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Warframe's a bad game. I love the game, it's amazing. But that architecture that it has, I hate it. I'd rather just buy a $70 game, Warframe, I mean, and just have all the shit there and not be a grind, or not be a fucking endless grind like Warframe is. And yeah, that's just my opinion on that. The whole money factor is, one, no one's making you buy something, and two, There's a lot of other games that choose to be free that I just don't like to put up with all the bullshit of it being free, quotations. And yeah, it's just my opinion on this whole debacle and on old drama relationship. I kind of wanted to upload this a little bit ahead of time, but again, my opinion is going to be the one that's probably not really liked. So that's why I was like, you know what, let's save it until shit cools down a little bit, because my opinion is fuel under my feet, basically. But yeah, essentially wrap things up. Do I think Luke Simmons is an asshole? No. If you ever watched any E3 demos of him, he doesn't look like an asshole. He seems like a guy who jokes around. And all the people that are like for Destiny channels that were saying he's a piece of shit or he's an asshole. Again, it's kind of weird, because again, if you were to write down half of the stuff that they say, they would come across as bad, not because they're assholes, but just because that's their personality and the way they say things. That's how you're supposed to do things. You're supposed to make people smile on YouTube, and that's not a bad thing. And again, I feel like the same boat. And just the idea of business and how that kind of works into this. No one's forcing you to buy it. Again, if you want to see a structure of a game that's really bad, I think, and it's the quote free game, it's Warframe. Like, would you rather have a Warframe based Destiny or a Destiny based Destiny that's where you have to drop $30 for a DLC, or $40, sorry, for a DLC? Am I ecstatic about the fact that I paid more for a game? Not really. Am I ecstatic that I get 3 things? I think it's a skin that's leopard print or some shit. And then we get a sparrow, which we don't know about the sparrow, so I can't say. I should talk about this. Anyways, so everyone made a big problem about this incident, and how that year 1 players, people that have been playing since the beginning, aren't getting nothing, whereas people with the collector's edition are getting like emotes and stuff like that. It's not fair, which I kind of agree with. So Bungie in their weekly update, like a couple hours ago, I think, just basically said, hey, you're gonna get this you're gonna get this shader, which is basically like leopard print, which I'm not a fan of, but anyways, it's there. You're also gonna get a sparrow, and you're going to get, I think, a class emblem, so like a hunter hood or a whatever, something like that, which is neat, I guess. Like, it's kind of cool, but at the end of the day, I'm like, it's emote, and it's not like there's been this massive like thing. Like, the Xbox people have been dealing with this since day 1, where they're not able to get certain guns. Like, there's the value in having something exclusive, and that's kind of a good feeling to have some things that are exclusive. Do I think people that drop the money and on a collector's edition should feel special? For the people that have been supporting the game since day 1, do I think they should feel a little bit more special? Yeah, they kind of made the community and kind of helped build its success just a tiny bit. The game is there, but the community is what makes it what it is. So yeah, I do think it'd be neat to have a shader that wasn't leopard print, or like a cougar print. Cause yeah, can I just get a dark shader that's like a carbon fiber shader that's just black? That'd be solid. Cause Dead Orbit's being a cunt to me after. I want to make a video about showing you guys all the Dead Orbit stuff I've been trying to do. I've been getting motes of light from Dead Orbit packages, and it's just killing me inside. That and like energies, which I already have like a 20 of, which is enough to level up the guns that I'm trying to level up. But anyways, enough of this. Sorry for dragging this video on a tiny bit. I just wanted to make a quick addressing this subject. It might have been all over the place. Yeah. Do I think it's fair that year 1 players are getting kind of less stuff than the people that are just gonna jump into Destiny? Yeah, I think it's really bad, because again, the year 1 people made Destiny pretty much what it is today, which is a massive success. Also Bungie. I'm not saying like we did it all. No, not a chance. We did like 30%. Bungie did the rest. I mean, the community is one of the best communities you can find of Destiny. Not in the forums. In the forums for Bungie's. Ooh, God, it's venom. It's venom in your veins, and if you go to the Bungie forums. But anyways, nevertheless, guys, I'm gonna end this video here. I'm not sure if I want to upload this video. Probably will. But yeah, essentially it's just talking about a subject that was less than popular. An opinion less than popular, which was mine, saying that I don't see the problem here, and if I do, it's a problem with year 1 players not getting something, which Bungie's already said that they're gonna give us more than just the leopard print and shit, shader and stuff, and the sparrow, which I'm down for. And the whole sponsor with Red Bull, I like Red Bull. I'm gonna get a pack and have an experience bonus for my new subclass to level up. If you don't want it, don't get it. It's gonna come available. Patience, bitches, patience. Bye. Whew.